Hello and welcome to UCTV. I am Mark Mitchell here with Kaitlynn Palmer from the UC Women's Lacrosse team. Kaitlynn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Enjoying the weather today.
Oh yeah, it's just great weather today.
So when did you first get involved with lacrosse? Like what inspired your interest in it?
Well, it was like freshman year of high school. It was a relatively new program. They only had a varsity program at my high school at VBS. And I wasn't really interested in playing any of the other spring sports, so I just kind of just gave it a shot.
That was kind of how what happened with me is like I just didn't want to play baseball anymore. I'd done with the politics about it, and I saw lacrosse was a new program, and it was a good way to get involved in school and try a new sport. So I'm glad it's working out for you here. It got you to college lacrosse, so
yeah, I know. I'm very happy with my decision to play lacrosse in high school. It was a very different sport, and I loved learning it, and I loved seeing people improve in it too, not just myself improve in it.
So what made you decide on Utica?
I actually transferred here about a year ago. I live in Verona area, so I commute here, and I just really wanted to be home. When I decided to transfer, it was between here and Cortland, and I was like, you know what, I just want to be home.
That's fair enough. So being a midfielder, or midi for brief, it's a very demanding position, being you have to run up and down the field, play both sides, defense, offense, and then be that transition piece in the middle of the field. How do you prepare for that with like training and everything?
Well, I've learned different ways how to train myself over the years, mostly getting outside help, especially because I learned lacrosse and I learned how to prepare for it differently over the years. I guess just more conditioning more than usual than other sports. I also play field hockey, and I think lacrosse is way more challenging conditioning-wise than field hockey. Off season, I try as much as I can to just either run around my house, around my neighborhood, go to the gym as much as I can, do some weight training. It's all very sports-specific things that I've learned. But yeah, just kind of do very intense conditioning during off season. During season, I get more of the conditioning that I need for actual play, like doing 7v7 continuously during practice. That's how I get my conditioning and how I keep it up. I don't really try and do outside stuff while in season because I tend to get more exhausted and I tend to overwork myself. And then when season ends, I tend to give myself a little bit of a break for a few weeks, and then I get right back into off-season training.
Gotcha. Have you, from the prior classes that have graduated, did you look up to people to like maybe bounce off them for ideas on like how to train?
Oh yeah, I definitely like learning about it, and I like figuring out what works for me and what's worked for other people. So I constantly ask questions. Even during season, I'm always like, how can I improve? How can I help others improve? And how can I, help our team succeed? I definitely ask mostly coaches, just because they can physically see everyone, especially all the midfielders, how they're working in the off season and how they might need to change something up to help them specifically. But yeah, I always look to my seniors. I always look to some of my classmates as well, seeing what they do and seeing how I can improve with them.
Awesome. I'm glad it's worked for you so far. Currently, you sit at 16 goals on the season, and what would you say is reflected on that success this year?
I kind of looked at my performance last year, and I looked at what happened throughout the season, how my mentality was from last season. I think this year I've just gone more into just playing and having fun with it instead of putting so much pressure on myself and putting so much pressure on how our team is performing, and I've let go things that I necessarily can't control. Last year I was always like, oh my God, we need to do things this way. We need to fix this like this way. And I've just kind of like, you know what? We just need to have fun. We play better when we have fun and when we don't worry about the small little things. And that's exactly what happened at Oswego. We all just went into the game like, it's Oswego. Anything can happen. We're a completely different team this year. We just need to go out and have fun, and that's what we did.
Right. Usually when you go with the flow of the game, things happen, and you'll just be in the right spot at the right time just because you're doing what you should be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I like talking with my teammates during the game too. Like if they scored on us on defense, we would come in and be like, okay, this happened. It's not happening again. Brush it off. On to the next play.
Awesome. Now, your team is also 6-1 this season so far. And how does that affect like team chemistry? You guys just get more rowdy before games and just know where each other are on the field?
Oh yeah. I think especially from the beginning of the season to now, there's definitely way more chemistry, way more communication, way more working together. I think we all just kind of put aside our own egos and put aside our own stats and whatnot and start focusing on more how we can help the team personally. See where we lack all together as a team and not just certain people. Work with each other's strengths and weaknesses, and I think that's how we've improved so much from last season to now.
Nice. So you were also a two-sport athlete. You played field hockey in the fall. How do you balance like life, studies, school, hanging out with friends and other miscellaneous things that involve in life? Like, how do you balance all that and still be successful on the field?
I guess it's just knowing when to push my limits and when to, take a step back. I've been trying to graduate sooner, so I'm trying to push more, getting all my classes done and getting more classes in throughout the semesters, getting more than those 18 credits. And I think having that schedule of this is when practices are and this is when games are and this is when classes are, to see where I have free time to actually do homework and to go eat and sleep and go hang out with my friends, actually seeing those things helps a lot. I have a planner that I use that I put pretty much my entire life in. I think that helps me stay organized, and I constantly talk with my teammates like, hey, does anyone want to do this after practice? Or does anyone want to get a study room after practice? Or, just constantly communicating with my teammates, my coaches, and my family, seeing where I can, relax and where I can have free time to do stuff. And, when I have to say, hey, I have to do homework, I can't do this today.
Do you and your teammates have classes together at all?
Yeah, a lot of my teammates are the same major as me, wellness and adventure education. So it's easier going to class and seeing my teammates and being like, oh yeah, did you do the homework? Can you help me out with the homework yet? Just being able to see my teammates more than just practice and games helps build our chemistry.
That's great. I'm sure there's a lot of iced coffee that goes into
getting
through those days.
So much coffee.
So what would you say is either a personal goal or a team goal you have this season?
My personal goal is just try and, keep up that mentality of having fun and not putting too much pressure on myself or my teammates to be better or do this and that. Of course, I want my team to get better and I want all of us to perform the way that I know we can, but if it's to the point where I'm just letting the little things bother me or having my teammates, the little things bothering them, we all have to take a step back and be like, you know what? It's not worth it to get at each other for those stupid little things. Let's just go out there and have fun. I think that's especially important nowadays, is having fun playing sports and being passionate about the sport instead of worrying about your own stats and worrying about your own ego and, stuff like that.
Right, keeping that family mentality within the team. Awesome. Now, UC plays Stevens for their first Empire 8 matchup this season on Sunday at 3 p.m. now that it's been changed.
Yeah.
You can listen to the game on WPNR 9.7 or watch it at ucpioneers.com. I thank Kaitlynn for coming out today and joining us for a few minutes and getting to know you a little bit better. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.